Styles and the boy Vincent, repping the boy Vincent Fitness, back again today with another YouTube video. And the topic of today is going to be, you need to set strong boundaries. Now guys, this is something I used to always struggle with when I was younger, because I always kind of had this notion, especially as coming from my mama. She was always telling me, you got to try and be friendly with everybody, don't cause no trouble, blah, blah, blah. Obviously she meant well, but at the same time, that's just not how life works. And the most important thing is you have to set strong boundaries. And in this video, I'm going to break down 3 ways you can, not just 3 ways you can do that, but 3 important aspects to boundaries. Because at the end of the day, people know who to play with. And if you set strong boundaries, they're not going to play with you. And I always kind of set this back as an example when I was younger. Like, I remember when I was a kid, we always used to go to church with my mom on Sunday. I think I can probably count on one hand how many times I missed church until I got to high school. And I remember that one time I went to church with my dad, like a few times. And I remember one of the times I went to church with my dad. See, with my dad, he didn't play. So when I would go to church with my mom's, me and my brother would kind of mess around during the prayer, or, especially with the Catholics, when you do the that one prayer, you all have to hold hands. Me and my little brother would be trying to squeeze each other's hands and stuff like that. But when I went with my dad, oh no. We couldn't do that. No playing around, no talking during the sermon. It was none of that. I knew there was gonna be consequences and repercussions. And that goes into my whole first point. But the most important aspect is you gotta have a consequence. And I always tell this dude, I always see this with dudes with women. They'll be dating a female and they tell her, hey, don't do this. And she does it anyway. Now you have to implement a consequence. You have to say, all right, you did something I didn't like. I told you not to do it. You knew you knew my whole operation. And the best thing you can do is you give them the gift of missing. You just cut her off. And that can even be with your friends. Let's say one of your homeboys at your house and you say, hey, don't touch this, and he pick it up. Bro, throw him out, man. Like, if you ever seen the show Martin was always kicking Tommy and Cole out of his crib. And then you gotta be the same way. You can't bend, you can't fold, you can't yield when it comes to your boundaries. When you set a boundary, I don't care what it is, I don't care how bad she is, I don't care how cool you are with this person. If they say or do something that you don't like, you need to open your mouth and say something and set a consequence. Now, the second aspect of setting boundaries is you need to actually set a boundary. Like, most of the time, most people, they don't actually say what their deal breakers are. So usually what I'll normally do is, especially if I go out on a date with a girl, you got to tell them up front, this is what I don't like, or this is what I will tolerate or won't tolerate. And what I've noticed is a lot of females are kind of getting up on this game, especially with the whole, love language thing. They say, okay, this is my love language, it's physical touch or blah, 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 or all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, she's setting a boundary, she's setting an expectation. This is what I expect from you if you're going to be dealing with me. And fellas, you need to be doing the same thing. It's got to be with your friends, with girls you're dating, especially with friends, man. Like, when I was younger, I used to let people kind of say stuff to me. Now, man, I don't play that at all. I don't do that, those quote unquote jokes. I don't play that. When you deal with me, there's a certain level of respect that I expect, because I'm giving you that same level of respect at all times, because I set that boundary and I let it be known off rip. The third aspect of setting boundaries is don't be afraid to set a boundary. That's another issue that I've noticed, especially with most people. They're afraid to kind of say what it is that they want, or what they want out of life, or what they expect from the people around them. Don't be afraid. Yeah, you might rub some people the wrong way. Yeah, you might lose a female or two here or there. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, the most important thing for you should be respect. Some of y'all, man, your neighbor don't respect you, your dog don't respect you, your girlfriend don't respect you, because you don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourself enough to say, you know what, this is what I'm going to tolerate and this is what I'm not going to tolerate. And if whatever you view yourself in, that's how you're going to reflect it out to others, and that's how they're going to reflect it to you. If you treat yourself if you have this negative self-image and that you're not worthy or blah, 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 you're going to end up dating women that treat you in that same way, or you're going to have friends that treat you in that same way. Believe in the fact that you have value to offer people. Don't now going ahead, guys. I gotta sit here and constantly stop myself, but that don't mean running around here being some narcissistic asshole. What I mean is, you gotta have self-love and self-belief that you offer something to different people, and most importantly is you have a level of respect that you treat others with, that you expect from them. And if they don't come at you with that same level of respect that you offer to them, cut them off. No yelling, no arguing, no screaming. Just all right. Have a nice day. Hey, what's most important is you're respecting your peace, guys. So yeah, that's all I got to say today. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. You know, hey, even if you hate the video, tell me how much you hate me. I don't care. But what's most important is, guys, you like if we do in the gym, you have to control the negative. So yeah, that's all I got to say today. You guys have a good day. I'm out.